It's a pop-up. Headed into right field foul territory. Miller chasing after it. He'll make the sliding grab. Graydon Miller, welcome to the party. Any wild pitch or any contact by Kiefer, these runners are going as fast as they can, and there's a chance for the Americans to take this lead back. Swing and a miss on the bouncing pitch, but it goes wild. Run scores on a drop, strike three. The Americans take a 5-4 lead. Their line drive into center field. Grant Moore makes the leaping grab. The Americans win. Grant Moore's the hero. And he strike out another here. Yes, he can. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Matthew Kasprowitz gets out of the inning with just 1 run allowed. There's a fly ball. This one in fair territory, going back into center field, and it drops for the double. Ian Huang with extra bases. 2 runs coming in. Fly ball up the middle. Grant Moore coming in, but instead it's a diving play by Connor Kiefer.
Unbelievable.
My goodness. A slower second game. This is up the middle. A dive by Kiefer. The throw is in time. 2 down for the Americans. Connor Kiefer with another web jet. A high chopper right down that first base line. It stays fair. Ramos has a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. Ramos into second. Alan Ramos ends up with his first extra base hit of the entire season. Way outside and goes wild. Run coming in. Gavin Boyle scores, and it's 2 runners in scoring position. Everybody goes. Americans cut the lead to 1. And there's a grounder to Ramos out at second and in time for the out at first. It's a double play to get the Americans out of this inning without a scratch. And that's going to be a high fly ball into deep right field. It's going back, similar spot to last one. It's his 2nd home run of the season. Gavin Boyle, 2 home runs in a week. We return for the top of the 3rd inning at Falcon Park. Lights are already on in Auburn, and they could not be brighter for these Americans. We're going to get their first win of the season against these Double A's, and already down 4 here. Have showed fight against Auburn all season, but yet to come away with a victory. This 3rd inning on the Americans Baseball Network brought to you by Greater Niagara Federal Credit Union, by Geico of Buffalo, Sammy's Pizza, and McDonald's. At every Americans home game, if the Americans score, you score. A free McCafe Frappe for everyone in the stands with 3 Americans runs. McDonald's, a big day for them today. They came back with the snack wrap, and I had the chance to give it a go but for lunch before the road trip to Auburn. As good as ever. I was a big fan of the snack wrap over in England when I studied abroad, and it's returned today. Consider myself a member of the Snack Wrap fan club here. And Logan Stickler kicks things off for the Americans. In this top of the 3rd, it'll be the bottom 3 of the order. Stickler as well as Connor Kiefer and Tommy Mathey. Pitch from Burchard, swing and a miss. Stickler chases the outside pitch. We're going to get back in this here after the early strike. Upstairs on the 79-mile-an-hour breaking ball for ball 1. One's on the count to Logan. Had a hit against the Ironbacks last night. Just 1 of them, though, compared to 6 other Americans that had 2. In there on the inside edge for strike 2. Stickler down in the count. Looking to recover. Committed to York College of Pennsylvania. It is in there for strike 3. A drawn-out motion by the umpire, but Stickler strikes out looking. Connor Kiefer up next. Burchard with 4 strikeouts now. Those first 3 came in inning number 1 of action against 3 consecutive batters after the Grant Moore single. Remains the only base runner the Americans have had all day long. Moore's in the hole with Kiefer up to bat. Tommy Mathay in between them on deck. Kiefer, a line drive down the third base line for the base hit and Moore. Kiefer is headed for second, and he will stop there. Stand-up double for Connor Kiefer. And he's heating up. Had a trio of singles last night. Now the double. Second hit of the day for the Americans. Tommy Mathay up next. Mathay, a 119 hitter, 364 OPS, but serving as a second leadoff before Grant Moore. Has some speed on the base paths. 2 steals on the season. Lead at second for Kiefer as well, who has 3 steals, and it's ball 1 on the 82-mile-an-hour pitch from Burchard. Burchard checks on Kiefer. Now delivers the 1-0 to Mathay. Bounces in the dirt. Kiefer thought about third, but stays at second base on ball 2. A walk would put 2 ducks on the pond for Grant Moore, who had the first knock of the Americans' day. Kiefer, the only extra base hit for Niagara Falls thus far. Americans down 4 runs, looking to cut into that lead in this third inning against Owen Burchard. In a game that was built up as a potential pitcher's duel, Nolan Jackson struggled in the first inning, but recovered big time in the second. Strike 1 on the low edge, and Mathay was not happy about the call, but still has the count in his favor. Grant Moore looking to get up to bat. With Kiefer on second, 1 down, and Mathay up to bat. Burchard checks back on Kiefer, now delivers on the 2-1 in the dirt as well. Kiefer has thought about third base on multiple occasions, but has not taken it. I mean, I'd argue that Connor Kiefer could be on third right now if he had the decisiveness to steal. Or even take third on his hit. Probably could have gotten there. But nonetheless, he's in scoring position with Tommy Mathay on a 3-ball count. Pitch from Burchard. Low for ball 4, and Mathay will walk on just 5 pitches. Grant Moore up next. With 2 ducks on the pond, if he's walked, that'll be bases loaded. And nowhere to put Alan Ramos. But Moore, also a great contact hitter. In fact, one of the best in the PGCBL, already 1 for 1 tonight. Came in batting .426. Some pop as well, a 1095 OPS. Shows bunt on this one. Tries to beat it out for the single, and he will be retired, but runners advance. Grant Moore taking one for the team, and I like that decision because there's a chance that Grant Moore could have beaten that out given his blazing speed, and now Alan Ramos has 2 runners in scoring position anyways. Alan Ramos, 7 RBIs, looking for 2 more against Owen Burchard. Americans have already left 1 on base. It's been a recurring theme for Niagara Falls with the exception of last night's 12-5 victory over the Ironbacks. A low breaking ball for ball 1 to Allen, also a bit outside on the 72-mile-an-hour curve from Burchard. Ramos. With runners on second and third, takes another one in the dirt. It's a big lead at second for Tommy Mathay. We need a wild pitch most likely to advance as Connor Kiefer's on third. Got a double day walking through the stands right now. Max Fishbein injured and leaving soon. Ramos fouls it off for strike one. Over the netting, and Gavin Boyle on deck makes the catch barehanded as it rolls off the netting behind home plate. Ramos has struck out once tonight, looking to avoid a second K against Burchard. The 2-1 pitch, lined into center field, drops in front of Meyer for the base hit. 1-run score, second one coming around. Tommy Mathay gets in there in time. Americans cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 Auburn. Alan Ramos indeed gets RBIs 8 and 9. And Gavin Boyle up next. Boyle 0 for 1 on the day, struck out his first time up. Had some strikeout troubles earlier in the season, but has mostly gotten it in control in the recent days. That was his 17th K of the year. Low ball one. Ramos thought about second, a major threat to steal. Not quite the numbers that Grant Moore has on the base paths, but raced Grant Moore in Canada, and there was a dead heat. Another big lead for Allen. Second base is wide open after he knocked in the runner, Mathay. 1-0, and it's right down the first base line for out number 3. Into the glove of Izzo, and the Americans score 2, but strand Ramos. Sent it to the bottom of the third after the break.